guys, it's Allison Cope and welcome to Power Poppy. Today we're going to be working with some ZIG clean color markers. So I've stamped out a variety of different images today. We've got some Cabbage and Kale, we've got some Succulent Singles, we've got some Peony Muse, and this is also Peony Muse, and some of the wheat from the Hoppy day. Let's get started on our coloring. So today I'm going to be coloring with ZIG Clean Color Real Brush markers, and I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do any traditional colors on my blooms and veggies, but I will actually put on some music and do my coloring for you. I will be putting the colors that I'm using up on the screen for you, just in case you're interested, and then we will continue on with making our card at the end. So everything colored, and I die cut everything that had dies. So everything has dies with the exception of the Hoppy day. And I also went in and I cut another Succulent Singles image, and I needed a little bit more purple because these two weren't quite enough. I needed another touch of purple, so that's why I added in one more image, and I stamped a greeting. This greeting is from the Peony Muse set in a gorgeous Flirty Fuchsia ink. And we're basically going to make that the focal point with all of our blooms and foliage underneath. And now we're going to just make a very subtle background to put everything on. So let's do that. So I have a 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 square. We're going to use some Sweet 16 ink, which is a light purple ink. And I'm going to work out from the center. I want it a little bit more concentrated in the center, and of course our blooms are fairly large, so it'll be only the kind of corners that'll peek out. So it doesn't even have to be perfect. I just want a subtle hint of color. Super fast, starting in the center, working out towards the edges. All right, that looks good. Now we're going to assemble everything in the center here. So the last thing to go on will be my sentiment. So we're going to set that off to the side. Now I'd like to put this bloom up towards the top. It's so gorgeous. I just want to make it stand out. So I am going to pull out my trusty dusty foam tape here. All right. We are going to pop up some of these. Not all of them, but some of them. So we'll pop up our gorgeous big peony bloom. Like such. So we'll start with this fella. And we'll work around here. So I'm just going to put everything kind of down first. Got another touch of purple. The other thing too is you have to make sure that it's okay centered there. I'm gonna put our other succulent. I think we'll tuck him under. There we go. Our other touch of purple and our piece of wheat. So figuring out what goes up, what goes down, we can put everything in, and then I'm just going to do a mock. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so let's glue down this one. I'm going to use just a quick drying liquid glue for these ones. Tuck that leaf there. We're going to go back to our foam tape for our cabbage and kale. I love this set. There's so many gorgeous cabbages and kales out there. I mean, they're so ornate. Pull that out just a touch there. Okay, wheat's going to go on the bottom. Tuck that underneath. Trying not to make things hang too far off the card there. Or not at all if I can happen to chance it. I'm going to pop this one up, so this one's going to go down. The dies for this are awesome. It made my job of making this card so much easier. We're going to pop up this bloom. And I think we will do small pieces on the leaves there. This 3M stuff is great because it's stiff enough to cut into whatever size and shape you need. And the backing paper comes off super easy. Okay. So I am going to overlap part here. Pretty sure we're good with, yep, that works. This one's going to go flat as well. We'll go right over top the succulent. We're going to do the other piece of wheat. The wheat doesn't have a die cut, so I just tried my best to mimic whatever the white lines were around the rest of the blooms. This one gets tucked underneath. There we go. Sorry if I'm off camera here. And then we got some succulents here, and I'm just gonna move this one just a tiny bit over. So we'll add some foam adhesive underneath this fella and just cut it in a wedge shape because that's kind of the way it's presenting itself. And we'll leave a little bit of a gap there. I think that'll work. I'm just gonna double check our sentiment. Oh, that looks good. All right, so I know that most of that's going to be covered. So, haha, I'm going to cheat and I'm just going to throw in a piece, a full piece here. There we go. And we're going to add another little wedge in the center. And probably another little wedge out here. I think that should work. Let's double check. Yep, everything's covered. Good. Okay. Peeling off my tape. And we're going to put our focal point in, making sure that our sentiment is upright and lined up straight here. There we go. And then we're going to make a 5x5 card base to put it on, and I'm going to see if I have a purple to match, and I'll be right back with the final card. So I couldn't find any matching cardstock, so we're going to make some. So here's the Flirty Fuchsia ink that we used on our sentiment, and I just need color around the borders, so we don't have to do the whole card front. All I did was, this is just a scrap piece of computer paper. I have a post-it note mask just along the edge of my card's fold. And we're just going to color our paper using our pretty purple ink. And there we go. So I've added a few sequins onto the card front, and we're going to, adhesive doesn't like damp paper, so there we go. Just make sure we got enough. Like I said, it doesn't like wet paper. And we will kind of center this to give it an even border. Let's come a little bit this way. And down she goes. And there we go. There's our finished card. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and I hope you give something like this a try. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for visiting.